What's up, guys? Back to another Honkai Star video, and in this video we are going to talk about should you summon for Fu Xuan and her light cone. Now, if you saw the video I put up probably 20 minutes ago, the reason I ended up deleting it is because I was going off of the Hoyo Lab posts, and they do not post percentages. They kind of just give you the vague kit, and that's what I had to work with at the time. And then I totally forgot that Star Station has all of the kit all nice and neat. As you can see, it has the skill, ultimate, talent, technique all on one screen. It has the traces, and it has the dupes, which the official post hasn't had. If these change at all, I'd be surprised with how close she is to release, so I'm not too worried about that part. Pretty much it's the main kit, and it's all good and ready to go. So I figured I'd just re-record this video and have all the info right here, and then I'll have a link to the site in the description if you want to check it out yourself. That way you're not just like, oh, Fu Xuan heals herself, cool, how much? Because a big difference from healing the full and healing 10%, But anyway, Fu Xuan is a quantum preservation character. She is the first preservation character we are getting that is limited. So very, very nice. She has kind of big shoes to fill, as when we got Luocha, he was, the better of the two shielders, and now it's, is Fu Xuan the better of the two, or I guess three shielders that we have. I will say she doesn't seem quite Luocha level, unless I'm misinterpreting anything. I see she has issues, but honestly she's pretty good. So let's start with the basic attack. Is just boom, quantum damage, single target, pretty basic stuff. Then her skill activates the matrix of prescience, via which other team members will distribute 65% of the damage they receive before this damage is mitigated by any shields, by the way, to Fu Xuan for 3 turns. While affected by the matrix of prescience, all team members gain the knowledge effect, which increases their respective max HP by 6% of Fu Xuan's max HP and increases crit rate by 12%. When Fu Xuan is knocked down, it dispels the buff, right? Now, all of these are at 10, so it is, no dupes, just maxed out. I'm probably going to do every should you summon video like that via this site. And now that's pretty good. Now, the damage mitigation with shields part is unfortunate, but that would probably make her a little too broken. Do note Fu Xuan doesn't actually give shields, so it's more so that only would apply if you're doing Simulated Universe or you ran another shielder with Fu Xuan, which I don't recommend, so it's not too much of a big deal. The raising match HP is really cool. I'm sure units at scale of HP like Blade will really enjoy that part. Crit rate by 12% is also very, very cool. This means you can get away with cheesing certain builds like Dan Heng winning 70% crit rate by using Fu Xuan. Now, her ultimate deals quantum damage equal to 100% of Fu Xuan's max HP. HP, by the way, her single target, her basic attack scales off of HP. So you want to build this unit HP. So AoE, boom, 100% HP. Then adds 1 trigger count for HP restore effect granted by Fu Xuan's talent. Now, to go into the talent, while Fu Xuan is active in battle, Misfortune Avoidance is applied to the entire team. With this, all allies take 18% less damage. This is just boom, permanent, easy clap, right? When Fu Xuan's current HP falls to 50% of her max HP or less, HP Restore will trigger for Fu Xuan, restoring her HP by 90% of the amount of HP she is currently missing. This effect cannot be triggered if she receives a killing blow. The effect possesses 1 trigger count by default and can have a maximum of 2 trigger counts. This means that when you ult, you get a second heal. This means Fu Xuan will only get 2 heals, right? One will happen regardless, no matter what, right? As long as it's a one-shotter, and the other one will happen after the ult. Now, do note that, unfortunately, if you looked at Hoyo Lab, it doesn't actually say too much about her talent, right? You can only assume so much. So glad this is here to, let people know that this is only a 2-time thing, right? Then her technique is pretty basic. It's just a shield, and it blocks enemy attacks. The team will not enter battle when attacking, and it pretty much just lets you walk up to the enemy and hit them, right? And then Fu Xuan will immediately activate her skill. So it's pretty much just one of those you use it before you enter the fight to get the buff of whatever character you're using. Dan Heng has this. I believe Welt has this, and Himiko kinda has that as well. overall, still pretty decent. This unit seems pretty broken, and it gets even better, right? With traces, you get, first one, if a target enemy applies crowd control debuff on if a target enemy applies crowd control debuffs to allies, right? When the Matrix of Prescience is active, all allies will resist all crowd control debuffs, meaning if it's one enemy or like your whole team gets frozen, boom. Well, sorry. If one unit, if two units, if three units, if four units, pretty much, you get what I mean, right? I was trying to explain it a bit better, and then I was like, words are hard. Anyway, this effect can only trigger once, right? It's pretty much a get out of jail free card. When the Matrix of Prescience is activated again, the number of the times this effect can trigger will be reset, meaning every time it activates, you pretty much get a, oh, I got debuffed? Nah, insta cleanse. Then her other traces are when she uses her ultimate, heals all other allies by an amount equal to 5% of Fu Xuan's max HP plus 133. Not a huge heal, but the fact that she heals is still pretty cool. Then, when Matrix of Prescience is active, Fu Xuan will generate 20 extra energy when she uses her skill. Very, very nice. That means, more fuel for your ultimate. It is a 135 energy cost ult, so the extra 20% energy is very nice. The healing, well, not crazy, is still great because it helps other units stay alive, because Fu Xuan only heals herself, so if you don't have a healer on the team, the other units can be looking kind of frail. And then we have her dupes, which by no means you need to go for, but her E1 increases all crit damage by 30% when knowledge is up. Very, very nice. Knowledge, by the way, is when you activate her skill. Very, very cool stuff, right? Then, so that's what? Crit rate of 12%, more HP, and then crit rate. Or crit damage, sorry. Very nice. Then her E2 is if any team member is struck by a killing blow while Matrix of Prescience is active, then all allies who are struck by a killing blow during this action will not be knocked down, and they restore 70% of their HP. This effect can trigger one time per battle. It's kind of like the Body Revive in a sense. Then her fourth one is when other allies under Matrix of Prescience are attacked, Fu Xuan regenerates 5 energy. That has no cap, meaning if you get attacked a bunch, like AoEs hit you, Fu Xuan is going to get her ult real quick. And then E6, once the Matrix of Prescience is activated, it will keep a tally of the total HP lost by all team members in the current battle. Fu Xuan's ultimate damage will increase by 200% of this tally of HP lost. This tally is also capped at 120 of Fu Xuan's max HP, and the tally value will reset and reaccumulate after Fu Xuan ultimate is used. Pretty much makes her ultimate a nuke. So, turns her into a sort of a DPS. E4 helps her with her ultimate. E2 keeps the team alive. E1 is for damage. Overall, very versatile character. The only issue I have with this is she only can heal herself twice. So if you don't have a healer and the fight drags on a bit, or she takes a lot of damage, she won't have any way of keeping herself alive. And another issue is that she has no way of keeping her other teammates alive, especially without the E2 of reviving. Pretty much if the allies take too much damage and Fu Xuan's only healing herself, eventually your allies will die, which is unfortunate. She doesn't actually put up a shield, so they'll eventually lose all their HP, right? Now, this also goes into another thing. If you're not summoning for her light cone, there's not a lot of light cones that are going to be good for Fu Xuan. We can pull them up real quick, I believe. Let me open up this and then go to data bank. Relics. No, whoops, that was not what I wanted. Light cones. Okay, so let's go to preservation real quick. So there's this one, 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 this one. Okay, so this one, defense. This one is effect res. Makes him gain a shield, right? So this one, sure, right? This one could work. This one, defense. Also, I apologize for the flash. I don't know why that's happening. Defense, unfortunate, right? Damn, that's actually really bad. Do they all do that? Okay, they don't. It's only when I close them. Okay, I just won't close them anymore. I do apologize for the flashes. That's really weird. Defense, right? Damage taken by 60%. Okay, so this could be, you could use this. Defense, so we don't want that. Damage dealt, all damage decrease, immediate restoration to allies, blah blah. Okay, this one you could use on Fu Xuan, right? So it's what, 2? Um, this one you could also use as well, but this is a 3-star. Um, this one you can also use, and then that one you can't. So there's like what? Um, Wildfire probably would be the best one, I'd imagine. But there's not a whole lot. And going forward, most of them are going to scale off of defense, right? So that is an issue for Fu Xuan, right? Just because she scales off of something that her class normally doesn't. But overall, a pretty good character. Now let's go into her light cone. So her light cone is going to be increase the wearer's max HP by 24%, right? That's what she scales off, so good. And energy regeneration rate by 12%. Very nice because, you know, she heals on her ult. I did say that eventually the teammates would die. The ultimate kind of saves that, but it's not like this insane heal, so don't expect to be healing the full every time you ult with her. It's just kind of like there to slowly like try to keep you alive so you can kill the enemy. So that's good. When the wearer's HP is decreased, increases the damage of all allies by 9% for 2 turns. This is huge because it gives the party more damage. And then at the beginning of each wave, restores HP equal to 80% of the HP already lost by the character themselves for the team. Now, remember how I said the ultimate wasn't going to be like this full-on heal, you're going to always live? This kind of helps with that a bit, right? So with her light cone, she can keep the team alive and you're pretty much chilling as long as you're not doing this like incredibly long fight, right? And then the other light cones on her banner are the 4-star Luocha one, the 4-star Don Hang, 5-star. People use this if you don't have the Herta one max, and then you have the Preservation DOT light cone that burns when they attack the Preservation unit. So overall, not too bad. These are all pretty usable and very, you know, 2 good budget light cones. Only issue is you can't really use this on any other preservation unit and get much kick out of it. So it's pretty much if you have Fu Xuan, you go for this. If you don't have Fu Xuan, you probably aren't going to touch this banner. So overall, Fu Xuan wants to be on a team with, you know, probably a hyper carry, 2 DPSs. She pretty much wants to be the sole person who is keeping the team alive, meaning if you run the Luocha by himself, that's pretty much the same thing, right? Luocha is just there to keep the team alive. That way you don't have to run a shielder and a healer. Fu Xuan kind of does a little of both, less on the shielder side, more on the keeping them alive part. I don't think she's as good as Luocha, but I do think she will be the other tanky unit on the team. So like your first team for Memory Chaos will have Luocha as the keep my team alive character, and then Fu Xuan will be the other keep my team alive character for your second party, and you can change them around, right? I'm not saying you don't have to, you know, you can run a healer with her. You don't have to just be like strictly DPSs with Fu Xuan. You can do whatever you want, right? But she definitely seems like she, when she's built correctly and built up, can sustain the team on her own. Without her light cone, it's a little bit harder, right? And it's more of can you beat them before they beat you kind of thing. But overall, I think she's a extremely good character. If you only are rocking Natasha and the Trailblazer, definitely think about summoning, right? I will always say summon for who you like the most. If you are a big fan of Topaz or a big fan of Jinglu, or of, I think her name is Guanfang, the 4-star, of course always summon for them over meta, right? But if none of those characters matter to you and you don't have the Luocha, or I use Bailu, I should technically be summoning Fu Xuan because I have Jeopard, Bailu, and then the 2 free-to-play options. But I feel like you can get away with not, you know, they are still usable. Fu Xuan is just the next step, right? Overall, pretty satisfied with our preservation unit. She is a bit wonky in areas, but I think she does her job well. I think she probably is going to get outshined by the next big shielder. If it's like the Trailblazer, but just big shields, I could see Fu Xuan getting, you know, outshined by them. But until then, she'll be extremely good. It's pretty hard to power creep the support characters compared to the DPSs. But other than that, that'll be it for the video. Best of luck if you do end up summoning for Fu Xuan. Like I said, if you are lacking, you know, Jeopard or Bailu, and you don't have Luocha, definitely think about getting this character. If you have one or the other, right, and you don't have a good shielder healer for your second team, think about summoning for her as well. Do try to go for her light cone as well. This is a unit that you should definitely go for the light cone, so think about that as well. But like I said, that'll be it for the video. Let me know your thoughts on Fu Xuan in the comments, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Thanks for watching.